There are a couple fundamental things you have to know about me as a person. This is a confessional. If it's one thing, I am petty. If it's two things, I'm petty and a hater. I present to you the Anti-TBR. Books I will most likely never read. Books I refuse to come within 10 feet of. Books that if I was dying and needed a kidney and you offered me a kidney in exchange to read one of these books, I would really strongly consider not taking your kidney and just taking the L. Bury me in the ground, 10 feet under, because at least I have my dignity. Do you understand? Okay, disclaimer, because people get pressed. I don't care about your feelings. And I mean that with all the love and appreciation in the entire world. I don't care about your feelings. Your feelings are your business. Because me and these books, I don't like them. I don't have any wanting to read them, etc. I'm saying this because I know that your faves are most likely on this list. And I feel no type of way about it. I'm so sorry if I ever gave you the feelings or the false sense of security that this was a dialogue, a conversation where you could change my mind, that this was some sort of democracy. It's not. This is an autocracy. It's a dictatorship. What I say goes. And these are my feelings about these books. I am 99% probably not going to change my mind about them. And that's okay. We can live with that, can't we? And with that in mind, let's get into it. Number one, and I feel so strongly about this because I feel so passionate about this. A book I will never ever read, never touch, never go near. It's Animal by Lisa Tadeo. Actually, anything that Lisa Tadeo writes, because one thing you have to know about me, if Lisa Tadeo has 10 haters, I am one of them. If she has 100 haters, I am one of them. If she has no haters, I am dead. I hated Three Women with such a burning passion that it's completely tainted anything that Lisa Tadeo could say, do, or write. I refuse to go near this book. I know that people were like super hyped for it when it came out. I just chose to shut my eyes and ignore it. Every time I see it, I am reaffirmed that I actually don't want to read this anymore. And I actually feel no type of way about that. If you feel some type of way about that, tussle with yourself, because I actually don't care. Fight with yourself. Touch grass. I don't like this. I don't like her. I don't. And I probably will never ever read this one. Actually, this is a book that I'm like 100% sure that I will never read. Like 100% sure. There are some that are like 99%. This is 100. I don't like this book. Don't like her. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, let's get another one out of the way with, and it's Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. This woman is wanted in like Zambia in connection to like murder. She did white saviorism to the max, and I just can't support it. I can't. I own this book. Actually, I unhold it because I was never going to touch it. And I know that like T-Swizzle, your fave T-Swift, is like with this. I'm not with that. I actually have nothing else to say besides that. Keep your white saviors out of the continent of Africa. Thank you. Number 3, and maybe this one will get the TikTok girlies a little bit pressed. Maybe it will. But Colleen Hoover. Never. Literally never. She gives me Wattpad vibes. Like Wattpad in like 2012 vibes, which was a dark time for everybody. And I just don't think I will ever want to go back to those times. Like I think I've evolved as a person since those times, and I just think Colleen Hoover would regress me back. I really don't know what any of her books are about. I see the covers and I see people like feel really strongly about them. It's no from me. Also, every girl that I see really love Colleen Hoover, and this is slightly offensive, I'll accept. They're just not my kind of girls, and I can tell that, and that's fine. We can all like different things. Me and Colleen Hoover, me as Miss Hoover, will never be friends, and that's okay, because nothing. The only one I've ever come close to like wanting to read is Verity. But even then, it wasn't strong enough for me to be like, I want to pick up one of your books. But if you like her, that's your business, not me. Who am I to judge? No, I am judging, but like, that's your business. Do you know what I mean? Okay, the next one. This could be niche. This one could be niche, and I'll accept it could be niche. The Thursday Murder Club, is that what they're called? By Richard Osman. I love Richard Osman on Pointless. I love him. I think he's brilliant. Wonderful TV. BBC really popped off with that. These books don't seem like they would pop off for me. I don't really like thrillers. I don't like crime. I don't really like how these books look. the covers feel like they were made on paint. I don't know if you're all old enough to know what paint is, but it feels like they were made on paint, and I actually just can't get behind that. Like, I just look at it and think, wow, that looks like a year 2 art project that I would have made. And yeah, maybe that's mean, but this book feels much like Richard Osman's TV show, Pointless, and I will never read them. Okay, this one could be controversial, and I'm willing to accept it. Pride and Prejudice. I see it. I see people love it. There's films on it. I just don't know if I can do it to myself. Classics, I'm already techie on. Like, I don't like classics. Maybe that's just the uneducated human in me, but I don't fuck with classics, and that's fine. I just don't think I would fuck with Pride and Prejudice, and everybody tells me that I would love it. And I think maybe it's like a petty response. Do you know when people tell you that you'll love something, and then you're like, oh, I'll show you, I won't like it. And maybe that's, yeah, I think that's how I feel about this book. Yeah, I'm probably never going to read Pride and Prejudice. I'm probably not going to read a classic. Actually, that's a lie. I do have a few classics that I want to read, but like, I haven't read them, and that's okay. I probably just have to accept that I am not the target demographic for classics, and say Pride and Prejudice, I most likely will never read, and that's okay. Sorry, Jane. I'm really sorry. But you're dead, so who actually cares? Next one, and I know this one is going to cause some people to tussle with me, and that's fine. Sally Rooney. I read Normal People. Didn't like Normal People. Started Conversation with Friends, got like 10 pages in before I was like, nope, no way. That new one, beautiful people, beautiful world, beautiful creatures, beautiful something, where are you? I saw it and I was like, maybe I could give it a chance, maybe. And then I thought, I actually have better things that I would want to spend 9 great British pounds on. I get it, you know, she does books for the sad girls, the everything girls, but not for me, girls. It's not for me, and I just didn't like Normal People, didn't like Conversation with Friends. She just doesn't write what I like, she doesn't write what I need, and that's okay. You guys can fight with yourselves, defending your girlie. Fight with yourselves. Okay, the next one. The next one. Anything Donna Tartt has written. This goes to The Secret History, Goldfinch, etc. And there are a few reasons for this. First of all, the whole dark academia thing, not my bag. I've done it, I've lived it. I actually don't need to like fictionalize it because I've been there, done it. Like, it's fine. Like, it's an aesthetic, it's just not my aesthetic. And that's okay. The other reason, and this is actually the more important reason besides the fact that like dark academia trauma, is she's a racist. And people really like to argue about this, but the amount of times that I've seen black people complain about her liberal, shall we say, use of the N-word in Goldfinch, that was enough for me. That solidified it. I just have a personal problem with white people, white authors that write about like 1960s, 70s Mississippi or like America, Deep South, and then use the N-word liberally to historical accuracy or like for the vibe so you can really get a feel of what racism felt like. Get a hobby, touch grass, go outside, breathe some air. You don't need to do that. You actually don't need to be doing the most, because I guarantee you that people know what racism feels like because it's still living. We actually don't need you with your entire chest to be writing the N-word on every other page. Liberal use of the N-word, it's just not my bag. And so me and Donna Tartt, I'll never read. I know people really love The Secret History. People get really defensive about that book. But honestly, fight with yourselves about this, because this one never changed my mind. Also, The Secret History is thick, and not thick in a good way, not thick in a like African American vernacular English she would like to like co-opt that kind of way. I'm talking like thick in a this feels painful kind of way. And I just think if you're gonna write a book that big, don't make me hate you first. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. On the topic of big books, let's talk about A Little Life. This one is actually less to do with the author and more to do with me as a person. Everybody has said that it's a heartbreaking book, gut-wrenching, traumatizing. Those are a few of the words thrown about this book. Everybody else says, be in the right mental headspace to read this book. In the last 23 years that I have lived, breathed oxygen on planet Earth, I don't think I've ever been in a good mental headspace. And so I'm not holding out hope. Like, I'm not. It looks really pretty on my shelf. It's there. If I ever wanted to traumatize myself, maybe I would pick it up. But in the interest of self-care, in the interest of not paying my therapist more money than I need to, I'm going to respectfully remove myself from the situation. Maybe, girlies, if I ever get medicated properly, have a morning routine, run 6 miles a day, and drink water like every other it girl, then I could read this book. But I'm not an it girl, so I've accepted that. Although, segue from it girls, running morning routines, productivity books as a genre, I have no interest in. You know, the ones that are like Atomic Habits and like Rich Dad, Poor Dad and like The Defining Decade. All those books, I have like nothing. I'm mess. I mess. My words are a mess, my life is a mess, I'm a mess, I'm a chaotic human being. I know that, I accept that, I love that about myself because you have to love yourself. These books feel like I'm just not the target market for them. I'm never going to have a morning routine. I'm never going to have Atomic Habits. I will, for the rest of my life, continue to procrastinate everything until the last minute and then work an obscene amount of hyper-focused hours and then burn out. That's the way I have lived my life. And I've got my undergrad and master's that way. It's working for me. I don't need the Atomic Habits. This is not the defining decade that I will seize. I'm not going to do it. I just had this one amazing video that's like me reading the defining decade in my defining decade. I failed. I think I got like 10% of the way into the book before I was like, see ya. Oh, bye. So yeah, those like productivity books that like productivity, YouTube, TikTok push. Nope. Sorry, girlies. Okay, this one is purely, and I will accept, a bad take. And I'm actually willing to have my mind changed on this one, and it's Ottessa Moshfegh. Especially my year of rest and relaxation. I really struggle with depressed women moving books. I do. I really struggle with them because 90% of the time they are just like white womening. Which it does not agree with me. And so I've actually never read a single Ottessa Moshfegh book. I'm willing to be proved or like convinced otherwise on this one. I will not lie. This one has movement on it. But I see my year of rest and relaxation, and I just think put it in the bin. I know. I know I probably shouldn't have such strong opinions about a book that I know very little about, but the title, the cover, it really puts me off. And maybe I should just give it a chance. Maybe I should actually just open the book and read it, but it just doesn't speak to me. It doesn't speak to me on a spiritual level, and I like for my books to speak to me on a spiritual level. And so that's where I'm at with that. If you have any ways to convince me that I'm wrong, I'm actually willing to hear them out on this one. Just this one though. But yeah, I don't know, something about it is just never sat right with me, myself and I. I'm really sorry about that. Actually, am I? No, I'm quite sorry about this one. Let's talk about the next one, which is Dune. I don't even know who writes Dune. I went to go see it in the cinema because I like to support most things that my girl Zendaya makes. I felt catfished by her first. This is completely tangential to the book, but I felt really catfished by how much they used her in the promo and how little screen time she got. Like, I was not there to watch Timothée Chalamet. I was there to watch Zendaya, and I just don't think I got enough Zendaya. Not even Jason Momoa's presence in that film made up for the fact that I just wasn't getting enough Zendaya. Do you know what I mean? I was really annoyed about that. But Dune, the film was boring, and I look at the size of that book and think, if the film is boring, imagine the book. Yeah. No, thank you. People have said that, like, it's a really good commentary, a really good, like, I don't know, whatever it is. And I just think, like, if you've got blockbuster actors and I'm bored in your film, I'm not going to sit and read the book because I think that would be painful. I think that would be boring. And I make no apologies for that opinion because I think if you're the type of person that reads Dune and likes Dune, go to therapy. And I say that as a bitch in therapy. Go to therapy. Seek help. I'm begging you. Like, genuinely, categorically begging. Okay, let's talk about this one, which is James Patterson. This man has written enough books that I think he's probably single-handedly responsible for deforestation of the Amazon. I just don't understand why a person needs to write this many books. Like, are they even interesting? Please, like, tell me seriously, are they even interesting? Because I look at them and I see them and I think the trees did not deserve this. That's genuinely what I think when I see these books. I'm like, the trees did not deserve this. And I make no apologies for that opinion. I think, should white men be allowed to write? I'll leave it there. I'll leave you with that thought. The next one, similar vibes, different reasons, Murakami. I just don't like the way he writes about women. I don't. It's icky. It feels... Yeah, and I know that, like, people really love him. I know that your fave Harry Styles loves him too. And that's why people, like, really, like... He, like, really blew up. And then... Obviously, you've got, like, your people that already like that kind of writing anyway. So, like, he's just had so much attention over the past few years. And I just want us to have a really, like, important conversation about whether or not male writers need to write women. Do they? Because I don't think they do. Stick to what you know. Write about men. Don't write about... Like, leave writing about women to those qualified and experienced to write about women. Which is not Murakami. It's not. Oops. Yeah, I feel really strongly about that one. And I'm never going to read the books. Never ever. Oopsies. I think this has shown that fundamentally, I'm a hater. To my core. And I'm okay with that. I think knowing that about yourself is really important. Knowing your good traits, your bad traits is really good. If I've offended you, I'm actually not sorry, because these are opinions that I hold very strongly in the air and dear to my heart. Like I said, I'm probably not going to be proved wrong, but tell me in the comments below if you have any that you're like, you are wrong about this. And please be aware that I'm a Taurus, so I don't think I'm wrong about anything. Like, I've never been wrong. Like, I'm willing to be told that I'm wrong, I just have never been wrong about anything in my life. So, like, know that as you, like, try to convince me. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this. I hope that I have offended you, because that means I've done something right. That means this was good, you know? But also, if you agree with me, let me know. We can be soulmates. We can be besties. But yeah, that is all I've got for this. This was so chaotic. This was just so much. And I'm okay with that. I am, really. I'm fine with it. So yeah, I'm going to go read some good books. Yeah, that's it.